Hello. Hey guys, it's your buddy Jordie Jordan, and this is my third Let's Play of Fallout. This is my second Let's Play of Fallout New Vegas. My first one was called the Linda Wreck Place Chronicles, and it went over very well. It's been about a year now since that one ended, and recently I've been getting real deep into Fallout again. I'm going to be doing what you call a slow play on this one, whereas before I was playing the game at a high rate of speed, skipping all the dialogue, and just showing how good I am at the actual game. I'm much better at the game now than I was in my last Let's Play. I really enjoy Fallout, and it's a game I can play numerous times. For those of you who are wondering or looking at this Let's Play and think, will this one be for me? I'm going to tell you right now, I've beaten this game 40 plus times. I have it platinum on both consoles, the PlayStation 3 and the Xbox 360. I would have it platinum on the PC if I attempted to, but I've beaten it on the PC numerous times. This will be played on a PC with no mods, but the graphics are going to be at the highest setting possible, and I'm recording at 30 frames per second, but the video is being played at 60. So without further ado, let's get into creating our character. One thing I would like to apologize beforehand is I do use a mechanical keyboard and I use a condenser microphone. So with that being said, there will be times where you'll be able to hear the keys clicking, and as I'm aware, there's nothing I can do about that at this time without buying a different microphone. But we'll be playing Bethany Ford the second. That's going to be our character name. Where did the name Bethany Ford come from? I had a Ford F-150 and that was its name. And I just started using it. Alright, we're going to be playing a female character as always. Why do we play a female character in Fallout? A couple reasons. I choose female over most people. One, females generally are less abundant as the opposite sex versus males. For example, if you pick a perk like Black Widow, you get a 10% chance to do more damage to people of the opposite sex. I'm not saying we're going to pick Black Widow, but that's one reason to do it. Another reason, their character model is smaller. And the third reason, grew up as a Tomb Raider fan. I really like the strong female lead. Really enjoy horror movies. So we're gonna be a white girl. All right. I'm not too big on character customization. I know some people like to get into it and they like to role play and do everything they can with their character. I'm not one of those people. I'm not going to create a backstory for the character. You know, there's fine for me. I mean, you don't really look at the character that often anyway. What I like to do is the meat and potatoes, which is the special system. Strength, perception, endurance, charisma, intelligence, agility, and luck. This is important, and I kind of feel like they kind of mess up. You distribute this without idea what kind of character you want to be. At this point, I don't know what kind of character I want to create. There's the two big ones. There's energy weapons and small guns. And probably the best one, explosives. But explosives are something that you can use off to the side. Energy weapons, you're going to have a hard time role-playing early. But in my opinion, they're the better weapons later on in the game. And a lot of people look at energy weapons as something that's not very viable in game. So I'm probably going to go lean toward energy weapons right here at the beginning. There's a couple reasons. One, I want to show the viability of the energy weapon itself. Two, so three or four characters have small guns as a tag skill as companions. So, with that being said, I want to give the good guns to my companions that are more abundant. So we're going to go energy weapons. So we know that. I haven't decided my other skills yet, so let's just base it off of this. If you're like me, I like to play a sneak-based character, low armor, high damage, high crit. So we're going to kind of set that up. But there's a couple things we want to think about. Let's go over all the special attributes here and run down them and tell you why they're good, why they're not. If you're new to the game, you'll find this very helpful. You might even find this helpful if you're a very experienced player and you just haven't really got into the game itself. Strength. what does strength do in New Vegas? A lot of people look at New Vegas as like it's a complete and other copy from Fallout 3, which is wrong. It uses the same engine, the Havoc engine, as Fallout 3, but a lot of the base mathematics is different in this game versus Fallout 3. In Fallout 3, strength had two main purposes. One, how much you could carry. Two, how much damage you could do with a melee weapon. And the third kind of minor one was that you needed a certain number of strength to have a perk called Strong Back, which may or may not be useful to you. Who knows? I probably will not be using Strong Back, so we can automatically take this down 1 point already. Alright. With that being said, I'm going to take Charisma up 1 from the Strength. Why am I going to do this? Well, Charisma in this game dictates how much damage your mercenaries do. And I'm going to be using my mercenaries hard, and I like using my mercenaries. I like them to be effective, so I like to get my Charisma up to a 7, maybe even an 8 towards the higher levels. This way my mercenaries do the most damage and have the most armor. Every point you put in Charisma adds 5% towards your total damage and armor. 1 Charisma, your character does 5% more damage than with the normal weapon, or 5% proficient with the weapons. Whereas they go up to 10, is 100% proficient, so on and so forth. Well, it goes up to 60% proficiency, or in percentage of damage. So by going up to 6, we have 30 enhanced damage and 30 enhanced armor based off whatever we put on them. If we go down there, we have 25. But there's some other things that I like to get as Charisma that will help me on later. So now we have this. Alright. I like Perception to go up to 6. Intelligence. Intelligence is the big one. How many skill points do you want, and how fast do you want your character to develop? Most people will tell you go straight to 9 skill points and use an implant to go 10. That is the way to get the most skill points possible. But you got to also understand that Fallout New Vegas has a level 50 cap on it. So you're going to get a lot of levels up. But the level up thing is a little different. Whereas in Fallout 3, intelligence modifier worked like this. It was level base, which was 10. They gave you 10 intelligence plus intelligence modifier. So if you had 10 intelligence and you got the base 10, you'd have 20 skill points. And you had the educator perks, you'd have 23 skill points per level up. Fallout New Vegas is a little bit different. It's intelligence divided by 2 plus 10. What does that mean? Well, let's take the intelligence modifier of 5, for example. We get 10, 5 divided by 2, which 5 divided by 2 is 2.5. So you get 2.5 skill points. So when you level up, you would get 12 skill points. We did get 12.5, but you wouldn't get the half. What you would do, the half would carry over to the next level. So you get 12, and then every other level you get 13. That's the way that works. So what you want to do with intelligence is you want it to hit so you don't have half modifiers. So we either want to go to 6 or to 8. Alright? I prefer 8. But sitting here thinking about this, it makes me want to drop my Charisma back down. Because, 1, I want 6 agility, and I'd like 7 luck. I think that's where I would like to be. The reason I dropped my Charisma back down is I felt like I could lose that 10 extra damage off mercenaries for the 2% better chance to crit on luck. And I want 6 agility because I'm going to get agility up with an implant to 7 to get a perk later on that allows me to sneak faster. That's the only reason I put my agility up to 6. I don't use VATS as often as I should, but I do use it somewhat. So that's what that is. So I'm lost in thought. I got so much stuff going on in my head right now. Agility 6 for a perk I want to get later on in the level of 20s. Luck is based off a critical build. Every point luck is a chance to crit. So I have 7 luck, so I have 7% chance to crit. That on top of VATS. VATS gives you a solid 15% chance to crit just for using VATS. So if I use VATS, I'll have 15 plus 7, which would be 22% chance to crit while using VATS. If I'm using something with a crit modifier that's bigger, such as like a sniper rifle has a ×5, I would have something along the lines of I don't know how to factor it in. I'm wrong, but it would take 5. Like it would be 5 times 7 is 35 plus the 15, so I'd have like a 50% chance to crit. So your luck modifier helps there with critical modifier weapons. And since I'm gonna be using a weapon called the Gauze rifle, which has a 2x crit multiplier, I'll automatically have a 30% chance to crit, not counting stuff like finesse or even me pumping my luck up later on in the game with items and stuff like that. So this is going to be our character. And a lot of people will bicker about 8 intelligence. So that is not the most that you can get. Let's look at the difference between 8 and 10. Alright, 8 intelligence right now we're going to be getting 14 skill points per level up, every level up. If we had 10 intelligence right now, we would be getting 16 a level up. So if you went to level 20, you would get an extra 40 skill points if you had 10 intelligence, but you'd lose out on all these other perks. And in my opinion, that extra 40 skill points ain't worth like losing an extra 10% damage from your mercenaries, which you're going to use your mercenary a lot more than 10 skill points that you might find out in the wasteland somewhere. They could be made up by skill books itself. But that's that. So now it comes to this. Always tag speech first. Speech is a huge important process in this game. It's very tagged. We're going to tag speech and energy weapons. So that leaves us with this. Alright. Part of me wants to grab sneak early, but at the same time, it doesn't really help to like level 12. So you can skimp on sneak until late in the game if you really want to. And go for something that you're going to use a little bit more, because sneak is still viable at this point. Because at this point in the game, early on, all you're going to do is be able to sit stationary and do very small amount of sneaking. Get the kills because the percentage is so low. Whereas you can use something like lockpick or science to basically help you things. Science isn't that good. We're only going to need about 50 science for energy weapons, basically to modify weapons. So we're not going to go that either. Let's go with lockpick, but we're only going to need 50 lockpick too. We're going to go science. Alright. A lot of people like Wild Wasteland, but if I pick Wild Wasteland, I use the unique Gauze rifle, which I won't, so we're not going to do that. Normally, I don't do any of these. Let's see. You gain science, repair, and speech, but lose 5 to energy weapons. Lose 5 to energy weapons, explosives, the guns, and arms. I'm going to take good-natured, because I use a lot of kills those +5s I'm getting than I do the negatives. And I'm just going to go that way. And we're going to finish onward. Alright. We're going to stop right here. And this is going to be the end of video 1. Hopefully you guys stay tuned for this character selection series. Show your support by leaving like ratings. And as always, it's been your boy Wings of Redemption.